What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aries sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of March 21st and April 19th, then you are an Aries sun sign, and this video is for you. We're in the midst of October, and I'm trying to get into the spirit of things, okay? Today's reading, this idea was brought to us by Atypical Tarot. He has a wonderful tarot channel where he mixes science and metaphysics together, so I encourage you guys to all check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description box below, but he brought this idea to me to use some of our darker decks for this Halloween season, so thank you for that. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a kind of a difficult reading. I just did this reading for myself, and it was a little bit real. It got real, okay? So I do want to say that if this reading makes you feel sad or makes you feel uncomfortable, then good, okay? Now you know what to move away from and what to move towards, all right? So what we're doing today is we're going to look at what blockages you hold in your mind, your body, and your soul. Blockages to advancement, to moving forward on our path. And we all have these blockages. And we're going to look at 3 different blockages using 3 different tarot decks. We've got the, what's this one called? The Dark Grimoire Tarot, the Omega Land Tarot, and the Mortem Oraculum. These decks are real, so strap in for this. So let's get into this without further ado. And the first card we're going to look at is this one from the Dark Grimoire, and it's going to tell us what blockages you hold in the mind, what mental blockages you hold towards advancement. And we've got the Queen of Wands. The feeling that I'm getting here is that, Aries friends, you know, okay, in your mind, you know kind of what you want to accomplish. You know what you want to do. But it doesn't always translate into action. Okay, that's the kind of the feeling that I'm getting here, is that you have a very busy mind and you have an active mind and you want to do all these things, but what blockages you have are stopping you from actually doing those things, right? You're thinking about it more than doing it, is the feeling I get from this. And so it seems like maybe, how can I put this? Give me a moment here. I gotta collect my words. Okay, this is real for both of us, okay? Yeah. A head full of ideas and not many of them happening. That's basically the gist of it. I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory. It's so hard to get those first steps. You know, I know this. You have a fantastic idea, but where do I start? Where do I begin? Well, you know, a problem about that is you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about the step 922, right? You haven't done step 1 yet, but you're thinking about 922 and all the problems that step 922 is going to bring up. And so you say, "Oh, I don't want to get started." But what you need to be thinking about is step 1 and step 1 only. You're never going to get to 922 if you don't take step 1. And that's the feeling I get from this card, is that you psych yourself out from even starting things because the future seems daunting. But let me tell you something. If you take 921 steps, when it's time to take step 922, you've learned a lot. You're not the same person. You know what to do. So 922 doesn't seem as intimidating as it does now. So I think that's a way that you may be psyching yourself out, and that blockage may cause you from getting things started. Okay, let's check out this card. This card represents blockages of the body. And not just necessarily the physical body, but just the physical world. And we've got another queen. We got the Queen of Cups. I think in the physical world, I get the sense here that you are so willing to help others that you forget about yourself. Especially emotionally, is the feeling from this card. You're worried about others, you're worried about pleasing others, you're worried about providing for others, that you forget that the self is the most important thing, right? If you're not 100% healed, or I shouldn't say 100%, but if you're not healing, then how can you help others to heal? How can you provide for others? You can't fill an empty glass with another empty glass, okay? So you have to take care of yourself. That's very important. And this means diet, this means exercise, this means alone time, so that you can recharge. This means getting good sleep. This just means taking care of yourself first and foremost, not putting your job ahead of your health, not putting providing for others ahead of providing for yourself. And I mean, I think we all are guilty of this to some extent. Okay, I definitely, especially if you're an empath, you have this urge to just want to help others, and you neglect the self. And I think that's a trap that many empaths fall into. Not realizing that they can do so much more for others if they have done more for themselves. So I think in the physical world, what we can look to is improving the self as much as possible and putting yourself above others as far as taking care of yourself. If you've got enough money for, to buy all the food that you need, I'm not saying, go buy more food for yourself. What I'm saying is focus on getting the money for that food for you, and then you can provide for others. Just a weird example, but you know what I'm saying? I hope so. All right, let's move on to this last card, which represents the soul. Blockages to your soul. This is when it's going to get really real here. Okay, and we've got a demonic goat and lust. I think I'm not getting too much sexual connotation from this, but I'm thinking that lust is preventing your soul from advancement. And what I mean by that is the desire for more things, the desire for whatever it is. It could be sexual, it could be the desire for power, the desire for food, the desire for money, distractions. All of these things are distractions, and when we lust after something, it means that we're forgetting about everything else. We're putting that above everything else, and we get lost in the quest to acquire, the quest for power, money, whatever it is, control, whatever it is. We get obsessed with it, and that's our soul wants to be in alignment. Lust is the opposite of that. That is out of alignment. Our soul wants to be balanced. It wants to get all those things that I just mentioned, but in a way that's not harmful, in a way that helps the greater good, in a way that helps you, right? You can quest for sexuality, you can quest for money, you can quest for power and control without lusting after it, right? If you go towards those things in a balanced way, then you will get them in time. Now, if you lust after something, that might speed things up, but what are you sacrificing in the process? So I think that's a blockage to your soul for many Aries sun signs, and that's something that needs to be pinpointed and corrected, as is the case with all of these cards, right? Like I said, this is supposed to feel, if it's resonating, it's supposed to feel bad. It's supposed to feel depressing, like, oh, these are all my problems. But it is not the case, because now that you have pinpointed where the issues are, you can move away from that. If you don't know what you're supposed to be moving away from, how can you move away from it? That's the way that I look at these more challenging readings. So in conclusion, or in summary, it seems as though that many Aries sun signs, as far as the mental side of things, are just not doing as much as they can be. Right? You're not doing what you should be doing. And a lot of it is fear of the future. A lot of that is intimidation from the future. And I suggest you take it one step at a time as far as, ideas that you have that you want to implement. As far as the body is concerned, I think you need to take care of yourself a little bit more. You need to focus on the self and heal the self as much as possible so that you can help others to heal, and that's the way forward. And as far as the soul, I think you need to approach things with a more balanced perspective. Think about the thing in your life that you want the most. Are you lusting after it? Have you lost your focus? Don't you realize that the more imbalanced you are, the easier that it will come, rather than obsessing over this thing? So I think those are 3 things that we can think about this October season, Aries friends, and hopefully we can move away from these things and try to remove these blockages so that you can live a more balanced, healthy, happy life. All right, that is the reading. I do want to say that this is a general reading, okay? Not everything is meant to resonate with everybody. So please take what works for you, leave the rest. If you want a specific reading where I tap into your energy, then head on over to lightofriga.com. This would fall under the 3-card reading. So the link is in the description box below. And that is it, Aries friends. I want to wish you a happy October. I want to thank you for watching. Please remember to do the YouTube stuff, the liking, the sharing, subscribing. I really do appreciate all of that. And I just want to wish you a happy October. And good luck with those blockages. So love and light to you all. Leave a like if you enjoy this. Happy taroting. Peace.